Morning, Steve Free in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Well, happy Friday. And remember, the border trade is closed on the grain trade on Monday because of holiday. We also have China on holiday during their lunar holiday, and Brazil is on holiday with Carnival. Overnight, prices are a little bit better. I think the market is trying to recover from this week's steep losses. When we look at this week's trading ranges, and for nearby beans, weekly chart, low was 1337, the high was 1409. For meal, the low was 418, the high was 443. For soybean oil, the low was 44.66, the high was 46.67. For nearby corn, the low was 524, the high was 574. For nearby Chicago wheat, the low was 626 and the high was 660. Some people think that that might be our new trading range until we find out more about South American crops, their harvest pace, and their export pace. There also might be some kind of limit on the upside on the bean market if the Brazil crop is actually 133 to 134 million metric tons. Again, that's a big crop for us to try to move prices higher. Export news yesterday, better than expected. Right now, we have about 57 million tons of corn on the books versus 24 last year. In beans, we got almost 60 million tons on the books versus 33 last year. And wheat's 23 million tons on the books versus 22 last year. U.S. goal in corn is 66 million tons. Some people think it could be 72. And for wheat, for beans, it's 61 million tons, and some people think it could be 63. A 63 million ton export number would bring the carryout down almost below 100 million bushels. We also note that the Brazil crop is late. There's 13.5 million tons of beans to load on vessels. They've only loaded 800,000 tons during the month of February. Argentina lowered their crop ratings for both corn and beans. And we also noted that the Russian farmer selling that has offered resistance to the wheat market is now done, and we'll be watching their Russian wheat export policy and how much wheat is available for export. We'll also be watching the Europe and number one, their export pace of wheat and import pace of feed grains, but number two, it's very cold there like it is here in the United States, and that's slowing some of the logistics down of moving grain domestically. So I think for the next 30 days, the keys are going to be South American weather, the yields. We also next week will have a USDA forum, which will give us the first look of their guess for US 21-22 supply and demand numbers. And then also we'll be watching China demand. We'll also be watching vaccine versus the new strain of virus, and also any stimulus that comes out of Washington to shore up the US economy. And U.S. Fed continues to be accommodating to try to keep the market from slipping into a recession. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day. And remember, always treat people like you yourself would like to be treated.